Okay, folks, where is Bitcoin headed? Where is the stock market headed? Let's go. This has been a very action-packed week, even though it doesn't look like this on the charts. But both Bitcoin and stock market are at a decisive point. Once again, we all know this is Pablo He-Man coming from, the beautiful Tahiti, right? Yeah, man. So absolutely beautiful here. Just me and my office. Not much furniture. So absolutely beautiful. Let's get straight into the markets. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna have to make this a short one because the waves are coming in. Got to go and do a surf. But here's the thing: Bitcoin, as we have said, I think many of you probably have seen this graph which I've put up. Yeah. So I was expecting a bounce up, right? Bounce up. And then we head down because I do think we head down eventually for another leg, whether it's the SP 500 or for Bitcoin. But however, everyone's going short, everyone's expecting it to go down. So that means in the short term, it usually bounces up. That's usually how it works. So that was the orange line that I drew and posted in my Discord. You all saw it. I posted on Twitter as well. So basically, I'm not sure. If you didn't, have a look at it again. I haven't erased it. This is the exact same thing. And the bounces doesn't often happen, but it's coming off exactly sort of as I had drawn it. Now, and of course, again, this video is going to my Discord first, and then in about 2 days, I release it to the public. So basically, I think I was saying to a lot of folks in my Discord, a lot of guys have lost patience because it's gone sideways, bounce, sideways, tiny bounce, dip, sideways, sideways. People have fallen asleep. I said, we're going for a small bounce first. Shake out the weak bears, right, and then go down. And there are two scenarios. I don't just draw these wiggly lines because they're fun. There's a reason why I draw those. One is basically this bounce here lines up with this high. Well, see these series of highs here and this high here. That's roughly about 25.7 or 22.3. So just below 22, I think. We get this one high. We're very close to that now. And then if it breaks that one, then this high comes to challenge these series of highs. So basically it's the 23... Get away, Siri. It's the 24.7, 25.0 highs there. So that's what these highs are. See, they match up with these. So either we go hit these ones, go down, small bounce, and then go down. Or we hit those ones, come down, bounce, and then go down. Now, depends on which resistance turns out to be this one, or this one turns out to be the resistance that works. Now, and of course, this will have time implications for us as well. If this current bounce works out, then basically we can see an attempt at a lower low in, say, mid to late November. If not, then we can have a bigger bounce and then attempt at a lower low by mid-December or Christmas time. Something like that. Of course, things always change, so we always keep things in perspective, and I will always give you guys more updates as things change. Now, two things that I haven't expected. So previously, last time we saw a video from me here was when I was talking about the SPY, the SP 500. I said it's headed down eventually, but it's looking like it could do a double bottom at 362. If it does a double bottom at 362, then I think we're going probably for a little bit of a bounce. If you look at the very last video, I think I made it very clear. I said we're going for a bounce, likely for a bounce first to 362. Let's have a look at the SPY. Yep, it's 362 area, and then basically, so 362 is what here? Yeah, so that's 362, that's 359, roughly this red area, and we've pretty much bounced off that to form a double bottom, and my, upward target is around 393. It can go higher. It can actually go higher. Let's see. It can actually go higher. So, the last video we were speaking. Folks in my Discord know this as well. I've been saying I think we do a bounce bounce up here at 362 and then head lower. And so 393 is possible target. It could even go as far as something like say around here, around 416, 420, 416 to 420, around that area, and then break down. The eventual target I am looking for on the spider or the SP 500 index is something like here. That's the pre-COVID, some 320-ish. See, that's the pre-COVID highs, right? Pre-COVID highs. And even here, just below 300 at 290 area is also possible. The reason why is because, see, we have this massive support line which has held this entire this entire bull run. I'm gonna have to put that in weekly so we can see it properly. Okay, so yeah, this is since 2009. So basically, look at this, guys. Ever since the GFC crash of 2009, this is what the US stock market has done, right? It's basically had this long supporting channel. That's 12 years of Fed pumping, of Fed money printing, and we see one bounce, two bounce, almost 3, 4, and then we're here, right? We are bounced off 362 once, bounced off 362 twice. I think it's possible we stop here, and then come for somewhere there, and maybe something like that, around that area, around 300, and then bounce up. If that happens, you can see that's already looking like October 23, something like end of 2023, third quarter of 2023, something like that. That's why I kept on saying 2023, guys, 2023. That's where the bargains are going to be. But however, I have to acknowledge a couple of things has happened in the meantime that's made me think about maybe changing my mind. So that was the original plan, and I have always kept that original plan in mind. However, guys, check this out. Now, Tony Velasco, as you know, is another lecturer in our Discord, and he has been saying, US dollar is going to break down this red support line, this large support line from around August, early August. It's going to break down, and boom, that's going to send the stock markets up. Indeed, that's what happened. I said, yes, that red line will break, but the real support is at the blue line, the huge long trend line we've had since, where is this? Since about February, right? Mid-Feb, we've had this massive, we've had one bounce, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. This is the 7th test. And basically, this is where we are. So in my Discord, as you all know, I said we're going to 109 area. This is 109. I think we can even wick down to 108. Right, this must hold. This area must hold for it to bounce back up and keep on bouncing on the blue line. Then, if that happens, then we can say the bull trend is still intact. If not, then the US dollar bull run might be over. Put it this way. So right now, look at this. We've had a dip below, test exactly off this this sort of support zone that I've drawn. If you are in my Discord, or if you look at my Twitter, you see this chart very often. I probably haven't adjusted this for like about half a year or so. So this is, it bounced exactly off this line, then closed above this blue trend line. The market is very aware of this support line and this support line. If this trend line breaks, so then, US dollar is in a lot of trouble. This was a, you could probably say this was a major, topping hammer signal. I don't think it is. I think it's a minor reversal. So I think we bounce off here and maybe bounce back up. That's one scenario. The other one, I think, is we might break this blue line, but then just go sideways here, right? Then go sideways here. Not necessarily what some people are thinking, who are very bullish. The people who are very bullish on the market right now I think the US dollar has topped here, which I don't think it has, and it does something like this, right? And this, so get into the 100 area or even the 103 area. If that happens, then the stock market, crypto are going for a very big bounce. It could even be a big bull run. I'm thinking either holds the blue line or it goes sideways, something like, might even test 107.5, and then we just bounce here, right? So a sort of a consolidation pattern at a high place. If that happens, then that means the sell pressure, a lot of downward pressure on on SP 500, on Nasdaq will be off. So that means it's less selling pressure on the Nasdaq and on crypto and on Bitcoin. See, the thing is, there's been a study done, and it finds that the US dollar is more than 55% correlated, inversely correlated to Bitcoin. What that means is basically, as US dollar goes up, Bitcoin goes down. As US dollar goes down, that's what people are thinking could happen, then Bitcoin goes up, right? Now, here's the thing. So that's another thing we need to be very much aware of is that, the US 10-year yields have also pulled back. And in my Discord, I think you guys all remember, I said it pulls back to 4.01. So let's have a look why I chose 4.01. US 10. US 10-year, yeah. The reason why is because I post this chart quite often in my Discord. You guys should be able to see that I had this major support level drawn around, say, 4.01 there, right? 4.01. And then the bottom end of it is 3.89. So this is a weekly. It's basically popped up, come back, retest here. Now, that's a pretty major move, because if this doesn't hold, then it's coming back to here. The bull trend is still holding. The bull trend is still holding, right? Boom, 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 right? It's still holding. But that would be a major pop bounce in the markets. If it went from 4.35 and broke support at 3.9-ish zone, right? And came back down to here to, say, 311, 312, that area, and keep on bouncing up along that blue line. That means the longer term trend for the US 10-year yield is still rising, but we would get about 6 weeks of a great fall in the yields from 4.3% to 3.12%. That could happen. That's potentially on the cards. If that would happen, then Bitcoin and stocks would bounce very high. If that was to happen, then SP 500, where is it? The spider. SPY. That's the scenario where I'm looking for the SPY to bounce to something like here, 420. Even 425, that area. And in that case, QQQ or the Nasdaq ETF would bounce to something like, at least 317, if not even 344. 344, just below 344, I might get rejected there, and we, sort of make a double top here and go down. So this is why it's key to watch the US dollar, see if that holds this 108, right, level, and key to watch the US 10-year yields, because they are showing some big moves right now. And yeah, so this could be if, again, right now as we speak, where's Bitcoin at? Where is Bitcoin at as we speak? So Bitcoin's at just above 20,200. Now, as you can see how volatile the market is. Whoa. Okay. As you can see, just as how volatile the market is. So basically, we all have to basically, just be really careful. As a short-term trader, I've given you which direction I think the market is going to go. But as a long-term investor in Bitcoin, if you are serious about investing in Bitcoin in the long term, right now, even as I'm speaking, 20,200 is still very low. It still probably makes sense for the long term. It's always okay to dollar cost average at around this sort of price because it's still at 20,000, right? Train still hasn't left the station yet. If, say, in the next 3 months, it turns out that I'm wrong. If, say, US dollar has topped here, and it's a major top and goes straight down to, say, from 115 to, say, 104, 100, maybe even 99, 98. And if, say, if, say, Bitcoin goes down to, the US 10-year yields go down to, say, 3%, like we saw on the chart, that's entirely possible. If that happened, and the Fed is talking about maybe there might hint there's a pivot somewhere down the line now. They're in the next Fed meeting, which is on something like 3rd of November, the next rate hike, they're going to hike 75 points, but they're going to talk about the possibility of a pivot somewhere down the track. That might just be enough for the markets to go, oh wow, Fed might pump from here. And then Bitcoin and the bouncing Bitcoin in stocks can be higher than you imagined. Say if I was wrong and this turns out to be the bottom of the market, well, you bought some Bitcoin at 20K, at 20.2K. Even though I still think we should stack some cash, I'm personally stacking more cash. I've bought a little bit of Ethereum, a little bit of Bitcoin, some, of those Chinese stocks that have crashed. I'm nibbling at a small number of assets. But however, if I was wrong, then great. Then, I've caught some of that wave. I haven't gone all in because I think the danger hasn't cleared yet. And I think the danger is still yet to come. However, if I was wrong, then I still have caught some part of the move. And I've got properties, beach properties and beach houses that I can buy as well because they're down right now and they're not going to just bounce like 30% in like a day or so. So keep in mind, as a long-term investor, a lot of things like Facebook, like those Chinese stocks, like Bitcoin, they're in kind of a bargain zone now. They may not be the absolute bottom, but who knows? We may not be able to pick the absolute bottom. So it's okay to dollar cost average in, as I always say. Okay, thank you for your time, guys, and I wish you all a pleasant investing journey. Bye-bye.